Hello and welcome to the Fine View. I was meant to kick off my freelance journalism career with giving an update or a match report on Wycombe Wanderers versus Barnsley, but due to certain things I couldn't quite do that. So I'll speak about this and I'll give my feedback on Wycombe Wanderers versus Barnsley. Now it was it was a long journey. I must have went 35 hours with very little to no sleep at all. I departed Glasgow at 11 o'clock Friday night. At 6:30 Saturday morning, I arrived at Birmingham Digbeth bus station. Then it's 7:30, 8:15. I then got the bus from Digbeth in Birmingham down to Heathrow Airport, and man, that place is huge. That place is huge. And not long after I got off the bus at Heathrow, I was then on the Reading Oxford bus to go to High Wycombe coachways, and the weather was absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. It was pouring down of rain. So I arrive at Wycombe at about 11:30, about 4.5 hours to kick off. The rain was pouring down, absolutely pouring down. But anyway, so the reason I was there was for the English Sky League One clash between Wycombe Wanderers and Barnsley at Adams Park. When I arrived there, man, I don't know how to explain this. Uh, First, I'll start off. When I first booked my ticket for Wycombe versus Barnsley, I emailed the ticket office to say, look, I always have problems with QR codes. Can I please get a ticket, a printout? And the gentleman, Ryan Isaac, if you're watching this, right, Ryan Isaac, hello. Uh, so when I went to the main reception at Adams Park, it was the man I've just mentioned, Ryan Isaac, that was the one that dealt with me, and a very pleasant man, very pleasant, professional, friendly. We had a small giggle, and he printed off my ticket. Getting, I've just missed a slight one. I do have autism, so please bear with me. I was going to say start all over again, but this is live. Well, it's live as I'm doing it right now. You'll see it shortly on Facebook. So from High Wycombe Coachway, I then got the Arriva 8 bus, Cressick, and so I took that from High Wycombe Coachway along to, I think it was Plumer Road, Cessar Crescent. Then I went round the corner and I waited about 15 minutes in the pouring rain. There was a nice, friendly, elderly lady who, to be quite fair, she was very friendly. She was giving me the direction to the bus stop a couple of streets down, and I was like, no, it's fine. And she picked up that I was from Glasgow, and her reason for saying that was because she worked with a man in Turkey who is from Glasgow, so she kind of knows I got the Glasgow accent. Wherever she goes, she can pick it up like bread and butter. So I waited there, and then I then got on another bus, and I was on it for 10 minutes. Then we got off at some road, I can't remember the street, But on the right hand side of me, there's a Tesco Express. Then literally just across the road, there was a pub. I think it was called the Hourglass Pub, and I walked down this road to a roundabout, and I took the second exit off the roundabout, and I continued up Hillbottom Road, and I arrived at Adams Park. And there's quite. I was pretty impressed, as I stated a few minutes ago. I went into the main reception. Uh, I met Ryan Isaac, who was the one a few weeks prior that emailed me back and says, "Yes, come into the main reception and I'll print your ticket off." Very friendly, even though it was that brief couple of minutes. The only one thing that probably I would have liked Wycombe Wanderers to do, I don't know if they've done it prior and they've stopped it forever, I don't know. But I'd have loved to have seen a match programme, simply because I was going down there for journalism reasons. So I could maybe write down the players, maybe hear who the starting lineup is. But that's the only small thing I can really say. But getting on from that, um, the big car park is enjoyable to see. I'm up here in Scotland. I can only go on the stadiums that I've been in Scotland, which isn't many. Celtic Park. I've been at Hampden Park on a few occasions. I've been to Fir Park, Motherwell. Where else have I been? I've also been at St Mirren. So kind of going away from that, there was places. There was this big tent over at the far end. As you walk in, people were watching a non-league team. I think it was Woking in Chesterfield. I can't remember. It was whoever lunchtime game was in the Vanderama conference. That was on the big screen over the big tent. So after I got my ticket for the Barnsley game, I then got myself a burger. There was a couple of burger vans, and again there was a tent. The rain largely had stopped, but it was still, it was light rain shower. It wasn't as bad as a couple of hours prior to that, when it was absolutely coming down like a sack of totties or a sack of potatoes. Then, so I got myself from then. I had a quick wander around, and I've got to admit, um, I actually felt that Wycombe Stadium, certainly the I was in the Origin stand, so the one that was directly across from that. I don't know if that was the Bill Turnbull stand. Certainly, Bill Turnbull was emblazoned halfway across. I don't know if that was the commentator's box or not, because to my right there was a terracing. Then to my left, to my left, that was the away support, which was Barnsley. And I've got to give it to the Barnsley fans. The Barnsley fans were loud. They were absolutely loud. I think I would to go and say, or as far as to say, that the Barnsley contingent at Adams Park on Saturday afternoon were louder than what the Wycombe fans were. The Barnsley fans did not stop. Even, I mean, I'm talking about maybe 20 minutes before kick-off, just before Alfie Mawson came out. Alfie Mawson was a footballer. He had to retire due to injuries, and Wycombe were basically saluting him coming out of Adams Park. Coming out the tunnel at Adams Park about 15 minutes prior to kick-off. against Barnsley. So I was in there. The stadium looks absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's not it's not a stadium that probably people wouldn't say is nice. Like as you compare it to other stadiums, I've only been at well, I've been at a few stadiums in England. A few months ago, sorry, last month, the middle of February, I was on a stadium tour of St James Park. And the following day, I was seeing Gateshead International Stadium and Stadium of Light, which is home to Sunderland FC. And obviously, I've been at a few grounds here in Scotland. But it's picturesque. It's a unique stadium, or certainly one of the most unique I've been to, given that it's Adams Park and it's Wycombe Wanderers and they are in Sky Bet League One. You probably wouldn't hear many people uh, compliment Adams Park, but it's a really lovely part of England. One of the very few parts of England I've actually been to uh, is Wycombe. Uh, Despite it being 1-0 to Barnsley, I enjoyed the day. And this is the end of part 1, and shortly I will upload part 2.